Hello and welcome to Blea Tarn in the Lake District, a place I've seen so many times in so many videos. I've seen so many shots of this fence leading to nowhere, out into the tarn, the mountains in the background. It's absolutely wonderful. Believe me, it's way better in person than all those videos you've seen. Definitely worth the visit. But it does present a bit of a challenge for the photography, doesn't it? Because of course we've seen the best photos you can possibly get from here. The way social media is, it always pushes the best pictures, the one that everyone's liked, which of course will be the ones from the local photographers who have been up here hundreds of times, get the best light, sunrise, sunset, the best skies, perfect mirror finish on the tarn. And of course, when you arrive, having travelled hundreds of miles to get here, that's probably not what you're going to be working with. We've got some good skies, they've got a bit of cloud detail, got a few ripples on the tarn, but we've got to take the shot because you can't leave without taking this shot, can you? That would just be awful. So we'll get the shot in the bag and then we'll see if we walk around, try and get some other locations, other compositions, work with something a bit less iconic. Maybe we can get something a bit different that will stand out from all those other wonderful shots of this location here. Let's get to it, see what we can do with this one first of all and get the shot in the camera. Well, I'm a little way back from the water's edge here. We've got a nice shot lined up with the fence in sort of right hand half of the frame. We've got a little bit of the wall in the place as well. And we've got obviously the mountains in the background. It's the classic shot. It's looking wonderful. We've got a 10 stop ND on just to try and smooth out this water as much as we can, along with the circular polarizer, just taking off some of the glare and pulling out as much of that cloud detail as we can. And that is wonderful. I mean, it's brilliant. You can't really hope for anything better. You can't fail to take a bad shot here, I don't think. Even if it was chucking it down, it would still be magic. Oh, what a wonderful shot. Wonderful shot. That's we're at about 20 mil now, and that's just incorporated this rock just in the foreground into that shot. Just add a little something to it. We've got the circular polarizer on still, an 8 stop ND just to smooth out this water. Going to be a little bit of an exposure bracket just to keep as much sky detail as we can, because those clouds do look quite moody and quite dramatic, which is nice. I will wait around here because the weather forecast is meant to improve. I haven't quite got used to the Lake District weather yet, I've got to say. So 20 minutes ago we had the heaviest rainstorm I've ever seen, shower sort of passed through, and now 20 minutes later we've got the sun poking out, and yeah, it's a bit different to what I'm used to. Alright, so I'm on the other side of the wall, which actually I prefer a little bit. I think it's a little cleaner. There's a lot less going on with the fence. You haven't got the posts in the way. There's a few more of these sort of boulders just in the foreground here to work with, which I quite like. There's also a bit further along there, we've got some nice smooth water just by the shoreline and some boulders again, so we'll head along there in a minute, again with the ultra wide. See what we can do, make some shots out of it. But what a fantastic place. Wind's picking up a bit, which is a shame, but never mind. We might be able to get a long exposure with the clouds. Maybe get them streaking through, that'd be fantastic. So I'm interested to know what you do when you go to a new location. Obviously you've got to do a little bit of research so you know where to go, where to get those good shots. And in doing so, you'll see the amazing shots that other people have taken. And that makes it very easy to get that image in your mind, and then you duplicate that. And of course, you probably won't get the perfect shot like they've done. So what do? Do you just not look at as many images? Do you sort of look at them all and then just try and blank it out your mind? Maybe research, you know, a year in advance, and then you know, you'll have forgotten what they look like, hopefully, by the time you actually go there. I don't know, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Certainly for sort of the woodland areas and the, you know, less honeypot locations, I try and view as little images as possible, and that gives you the blank canvas as to what to take. You're less influenced by other people's images and you come away with something, hopefully, that's a bit unique. I know it's difficult to get a unique image in this day and age, but we can try our best, can't we? But what do you do? Leave a comment below, I'd like to know. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's just a little fraction of light starting to appear on that fell in the background. If it keeps that up, it'd be wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful anyway, to be honest. Brilliant. Okay, what I've done is I've moved over to these rocks that are a bit further round. We're going pretty much the same as before. We've got the circular polarizer on, 8-stop ND, smooth out the water, etc, etc. We're at about 30mm, and that's captured these ones here, stretching out, and then the light on the fell in the background. Fell? I think it's a fell. Let's fell mountain. So of course, now I've got this rock down here in the foreground. It's going to be a focus stack. We'll have one shot focusing on this rock, one on the rock just out in the water, and then one on the mountains in the background. All at about a second or so with the 8-stop ND on, just to smooth out that water a little bit. And then we're also taking one at 1/2.5 just to capture the sky and the detail in there. We'll merge them all together when we get back. That'll be a challenge, but hey, it's worth it for this, isn't it? Fantastic. So I've just switched lenses again. I don't think I've ever changed lenses this much in my entire life, to be honest, at one location. Gone back to my 24-200 just because I wasn't liking those rocks in the very bottom of the shot. They just, the ones on the left and the ones in the bottom, I didn't think were adding very much. In fact, they're a little bit of a distraction, I thought. So we're now up to about 40mm or so, and that's still giving me 3 rocks just in the foreground leading out. So we've still got a bit of foreground interest, followed by the Tarn and then the mountains in the background, which are getting more and more light on them every minute that passes, which is fantastic. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Go down to a 10-stop ND. It's giving me about 20-second or so exposure at f8, and that's smoothing out that water. Doing the best we can. It'd be nice if there was less wind and we could get some nice reflections, but I'm not complaining because this is fantastic here. Brilliant. Now that is the shot right there. It works best when that light just lights up that middle fell, and then you've got the one on the right being that dark grey rock that stays dark with no light on it. And then the rest of the scene just flows through. What an absolutely amazing place this is. Short walk, I've run through a gate and I'm now next to this babbling little brook. Fantastic. No people, no traffic noise. Brilliant. Stream in the bottom, little waterfall, it's brilliant. Even the sun's graced us with its presence. So as I said back there, I don't think any of those photos will be unique in any way, but that doesn't really matter. The satisfaction of getting your own shot you can print, put on the wall, that's priceless really, isn't it? It's sort of just copying someone else's photo and printing it. That's what excitement does that bring at the end of the day? So you've got to take them, and I'm glad I did. But now in my hunt to find something a little bit more unique, heading down the river, we'll see what we can find. Maybe try and find a lone tree or something. Do you think you ever get bored if you live here? Do you think, I think it's amazing because I'm from Kent and there's nothing like this, even close to this, within, I don't know, 4-hour drive from Kent. So maybe you get to Wales. Maybe if you live here, maybe eventually you get to the point where it just is, and you just get bored of it and want to go to Scotland or, I don't know, Ireland or something, and maybe going to Kent would actually be what they want to do. I don't know, but for me, fantastic. I mean, obviously there's a good reason that is the favourite shot and the one that everyone takes, and is why it's the Honeypot location. But to me, got this little brook here, few waterfalls in it, this lone tree just on the side of it. Got autumn, that'd be fantastic. Even now it's stunning. And if we get down nice and low, the sort of waterfalls, the tree sort of covers the waterfall. And to me, it's just as good really. I just love it. Just these little intimate details. Just fantastic. Let's get the shot. Let's get the shot. It's brilliant. So I think portrait would be the one to go for, a 50th of a second. We might need a ND filter on that, I reckon. Don't want to cut the top of the tree off. Maybe if we get a little bit closer to the water's edge. The trouble is, it's quite windy now, And if I go anything longer than sort of 50th of a second to smooth out that water, the tree's not going to be anywhere near sharp. So I could merge them, but I'm not sure this shot's worth it, although now the sun's just come out, maybe it is actually. Oh, it completely changes things. I don't know. The wind's dropped, let's give it a go. So I've just chucked a 6-stop ND on there. Don't think we need to go for the 10-stop here. Even the 6-stop with F11 is giving me about a second, which should smooth out the water. And now we're just waiting for that wind to drop, those leaves on the tree to stay still, hopefully for a second. And if the sun comes out as well, that'll be magic. Got it all really, mountains, rivers, waterfalls, lone trees, just spoiled for choice here. Okay, well I'm now back from my trip to the Lake District and I had a fantastic time, and I think this is my favourite photo from Blea Tarn, which I printed out. I really like this one. I think the dramatic moody skies are really what makes it. So I'm really happy with this shot. And I was thinking, does it matter that it's not the best shot in the world? I know there are better shots from this location, but if you're doing photography for yourself, which is what I do at the end of the day, I don't sell these prints or anything like that, it's just for me. Every time I see that on the wall, I'm going to be reminded of the awesome time that I had in the Lake District and the awesome day I had photographing Blea Tarn. And I'm not going to look at it and think, well, there are better shots available. I don't look at my house and think there are better houses available. I just come home and I'm pleased that I've got it and that I had a fantastic time. So I think if you're doing photography for yourself, then it's definitely worth getting the Honeypot locations, even if it's not going to be the best shot. Of course, the problem is if you're doing it to sell, and that's your main reason for going out, then that's a bit of a different issue, because you've either got to be really lucky with the conditions and the weather, or you've got to go back loads of times to get those conditions and get that perfect, stunning shot. Because I don't feel like I could charge money for this, knowing that there are better shots out there. I just don't think that would be right. But I think doing photography for yourself is the main reason to go out. It's the best way to do it, and you have great fun. And I think that's what most photographers do at the end of the day. So thank you so much for watching. I've got loads more videos to come from the Lake District, so make sure you're subscribed for those. If you like this one, give it a like, and I hope to see you soon.